Bourbon Barrel Talk. I'm your host, Scott Minton. Today we are sitting down in my basement. I don't really have a name for it.
Bourbon basement.
Bourbon basement. That's good.
Not really a bunker.
It's not really a bunker. Yours is more like a bunker.
Because it's hidden.
That's right. Hidden. Open the magic doors and bourbon appears.
Old Fo Fanboy in the house.
Old Fo Fanboy is definitely in the house.
It's been a while.
Speaking of Old Fo Fanboy, we are full on today with the Old Forester.
I can't believe you cracked these bottles. They're worth like $200 on secondary market.
Hey, bourbon was meant to be drank, right?
Well, yes. Indeed.
So today we're going to do a tasting of the 117 series, Old Forester. The first one we're going to try is going to be the Angel Share, and then we're going to knock into the Old Warehouse K. Both of them were blended by Miss Jackie Zycan.
So before we dive into the High Angel Share, I do recall when we went and got these bottles, whether or not that's when you got this one specific, because you may have drank through all of them, but we went over to Old Forester this summer. I think it was this summer.
It was.
And got there. I picked you up somewhere around 2 a.m. or quarter till 2
Yes.
in the morning, dropped you off at the corner back there by Troll Pub, went and parked. We got in line, waited until 8 a.m. until they handed out tickets.
That sounds about right. 8 a.m. Handed out tickets.
We were really worried that we were not going to be high enough in line for the first 100.
Yep. And I think we might have been, like 97 and 98?
I was going to say 97 and 98, and I think they ended up giving out 102 or 103 tickets that day because they felt sorry for a few people. But we waited in line 6 hours. I think it may have even been cold. I don't remember when this was.
It was definitely chilly. I don't know that it was full-on cold.
I think I remember being a little chilly, so it may have been pre-summer, may have been in the spring.
Yeah.
I don't really recall. But we waited in line, got our tickets, then we went down and got some breakfast because I was hungry and Fanboy likes to eat. And
Biscuit belly, right?
Biscuit belly. It was my first time having biscuit belly, but it was really good.
Yep. It was very tasty, very tasty.
And then...
You remember what you got? Did you
don't.
get the pimento?
I don't remember at all
Don't
what I
remember at
got,
all.
but it was breakfast. So after that, we took our tickets back, retrieved our bottle because it was a ticket you could use throughout the day to get your bottles. Got 4, got mine, and I went home and I opened the first one.
I did the same. This is like my third bottle I've got opened up. So,
All right. Tell me what you think about the 117 High Angel Share, which is reining in at 110 proof.
110 proof.
Yep. What do you think about it?
So
I know you've had it before, so
I have had it before,
don't act like you haven't.
but for me, I'm diving in on this thing, just refreshing my memory. It has been a few weeks since I've had any of it.
You've probably had 2 or 3 bottles, if I would wager.
I have.
Right.
This is my third bottle, so cracked it today.
I've only consumed an entire one of mine. I have not opened a second one of them, but I have consumed an entire one.
So my nephew came into town from Seattle, Washington, and we killed a bottle in one night, the two of us. And then...
All right, to be fair, for those of you that have not seen the bottle or do not know, it is a 375 milliliter. So
that is correct. It's not like I got hammered.
Although it is Old Forester, and it would be okay to drink half of a bottle.
Yeah. So for me, this one, I mean, the cherry resonates a little bit. You get some caramel. I get a little bit of tobacco on this one, but it's also got some earthy tones. Like the tobacco is more like green tobacco, not as much like that regular tobacco that you would typically get.
I'm getting a whole lot of fruit out of it. I don't know if I'd lock it into cherry out of this one, but I am getting
cherry,
a lot of fruit.
plum, kind of that darker fruit. I don't necessarily get apple or.
So this one, a little different than most of what I typically drink on the Old Fo. You get a little bit of an alcohol burn on the nose on this one, a little more so than I'm used to, but maybe that's that High Angel Share. You're getting what was left.
Right, exactly.
So the High Angel Share, for those of you that are unfamiliar, I believe it was a mixture of barrels that were less than half full or maybe even smaller amounts than that. I don't want to say they blended, but they blended a mixture of barrels that were very small remnants in them.
Correct. That is correct. Now, do you know what the opposite of the Angel Share is?
Fresh out the still?
No, the Devil's Cut. That's what, And who calls theirs Devil's Cut? Is that Jim Beam?
Yes, I think it's Jim Beam, but I don't drink that stuff, so I don't know.
I don't either. Well, at least I think I've only had maybe 1 or 2 sips of the Devil's Cut. But isn't the hot chick Ashton Kutcher's
Jackie
wife?
Sacking?
No, well, Jackie's easy on the eyes.
Stop
for sure.
it.
You started it, not me. But what's the girl?
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis. Isn't she on those commercials?
I only remember her from that 70s show, and she was like 12.
Huh. I don't know. I think she was in that on the Jim Beam commercials. I think that's what it is, the Devil's Cut.
She has some relation to one of those distilleries of some sorts, I believe.
I'm going with that one, Jim Beam, Devil's Cut.
Okay.
I might be wrong. I might be right.
I don't know anything about Jim Beam, so I can't talk about it.
So this man, I tell you what, this is still one of my top probably 5 pours of the year.
Oh man, that is so sweet. And it could be I was eating some chicken wings before I got here, but that is sweet.
It is. It's sweet, but it's got some nice pop and heat to it. The finish is fantastic. It goes all the way into the collarbone area.
That flavor, though, is all right on the tongue. It's got a really long finish, not too much burn, but it is good.
It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious.
I'm sure you can't find these anywhere other than secondary at this point in life.
Not the Angel Share, no. No, they would all be on the secondary market, unless there's some liquor store that maybe put it in the back and didn't really put it out, didn't know what they really had. But they would have all been, I think they were all distributed in Kentucky, though.
So at this point, secondary's rocking and rolling everywhere. Are there really liquor stores that don't know what they have when they get it?
I would say there's probably a handful of people that, yes, they know what they have, but I don't think it's one of those things where I don't think all of them are greedy. I think in the Kentucky, Southern Indiana market, I think we have enough people that just say screw MSRP and just kind of do what they want to do.
I've sort of stopped searching for bourbon. I don't know if I just have too much in the bunker or if I gave up that liquor stores are going to carry anything that's different, or if I've just started building a relationship with the one that I go to now and she's taken care of me on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, I think that's probably more the case for me. You know, I mean, I do still hunt around. I like going shopping when I'm out of town and looking for stuff, but for the most part, I spend most of my dollars at, 1 or 2 liquor stores. That's pretty much it.
I did.
And Old Forester.
I did get a bottle of Blanton's about 3 weeks ago at retail when I bought a whole bunch of other stuff at the same store. And then I said, hey, you got any of this? Oh, yeah, we got one right here. Let me get it for you. I felt special.
You are special.
Maybe not in the best way, but yes. So you like the High Angel Share?
I do. I really enjoy it. What do you think? I mean,
I thought it was a flavor bomb all over it, man. But you know me, fanboy loves Old Fo, whatever it is.
So when you go back, and I know you've had tons of picks, tons of barrel strength, all the birthday bourbons the last few years, where would you rank this pour with most of the Old Forester you've had over the last 3 years? To me, this is probably 1 or 2.
I was going to say top 5. I'm not going to put it in the top 2 because I got a couple of 90 proofers that I just adore. But I would put it in the top 5. In terms of the barrel strength bottles that I loved, the Corner Piece of Cake takes it for me.
Okay.
If I was picking my favorites by proof, Corner Piece of Cake would be my favorite barrel strength.
Gotcha.
My favorite, you already know it.
Did you ever have brown sugar?
I did.
Okay.
Corner Piece of Cake still takes it.
They're both really, really good.
The 90 proof.
I know what you're going to say.
You can go ahead and say it. Complete my sentences.
Honey Orchard.
Honey Orchard. The favorite 100 proof, it probably changed a little bit, but the Ale House Roulette, and I don't think somebody else tried it with me and didn't care for it, but when I opened up or cracked the Ale House Roulette number 1, that thing reminded me of the Honey Orchard, the 90 proof.
So it had a very similar nose, but I didn't think the flavor was the same. To me, it didn't have that same apple, like orchardy, pop that the other Honey Orchard did.
So I like the 90s. The Honey Orchard and the Cherry Picker were my 2 favorites. Honey Orchard being 1, Cherry 2. Barrel strength, Corner Piece of Cake. I did like Ale House Roulette. I don't know if it lands in the top 5, but honestly, I like the 1870, the small batch. What is it? The original, the 1870 is one of my favorites. 90 proof, $40. Get it wherever you want. But this is probably a top 5.
Are they $40? I thought all the Whiskey Row series were like 50, 51.
You can get the 1870 for somewhere between 40 and 45.
It's probably because it's 90 proof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So that was a good bottle.
So 117, delicious pour.
The High Angel Share.
The High Angel Share, yes.
They're both 117s.
I know. Shame on me. I'm still going to rank it up. I think it's better than the last 3 birthday bourbons.
I like birthday bourbon.
I've not had the 21 yet.
I don't.
So
I haven't.
Let me rephrase that: 18, 19, and 20. I think it's better than any of the 3 birthday bourbons that have come out in the last 3 years, other than 21, because I've not tried it.
I'm not sure that birthday bourbon is worth what's out there right now, and that kind of distorts my perception of it a little bit. I didn't reference any President's Choice or birthday bourbon. I do like them, but I don't know if they rank up there in the top 5 for me.
See, I like hearing that.
I do. It was like a 95 proof President's Choice. It was 20 or 21. I can't remember which one it was.
That one was just released like 2 months ago, right?
Yeah, I acquired one in a trade because I didn't get over there in the 5 minutes that it took to get in line to get a bottle. It's a really good bottle. It's really smooth, but it's that lower proof.
Yeah, I'd like to try that one. I didn't get a chance to try that one, so
the
I'm
other one,
anxious.
The other small batch I like is the Statesman. Kind of got a funny, the movie attached to it's funny. It got a fun story to it. It's a little more bold than all of the other Old Forester small batches.
So this Warehouse K is very, very different to me.
Has a different nose.
It's got a way different nose than the other 117, the Angel Share. But just in general, like it doesn't have a nose that resonates with Old Forester to me. Like it's very much more earthy. Reminds me a little bit of like Heaven Hill in some capacity, as far as like the nose that Heaven Hill brings forward.
So for those of you that don't know, the Warehouse K, as this one is labeled, is I don't actually know the official story of what Warehouse K, how they blended, how many barrels this is, what it is. But Warehouse K has kind of gotten a fanboy style following over the last year or two.
Yeah. I think, Jackie kind of was, I think when I talked to Tyler said that Jackie had mentioned the fact that a lot of people that were coming in to do barrel picks were asking Jackie to go in and pull barrels out of Warehouse K. Because like the last ones that they had were Warehouse K, and they just seemed to be the best of the ones. So Jackie was like, well, let's give you guys a synopsis or a whatever you would call like a sampling. A blend from that warehouse that would really, really resonate what we believe the flavors of most of those bourbons are out of Warehouse K. Because obviously you're going to get some honey barrels out of any warehouse that you get, right? So I think she wanted to give a true vision of what Warehouse K brings to the table as far as flavors, flavor profile, due to the fact of how the rick house is cycled and everything else. But to me, like I said, the nose on this initially is definitely very, very different. And I'm about to dive in to try it again. It looks like you already tried it, so I'm gonna let you tell me what you think, and I'm gonna go in after you.
The nose is different. It's not as fruit forward as what the High Angel Share was. The taste is really, to me, it's a little less upfront. It doesn't quite have that flavor pop in it. Similar style finish. Nothing really remarkable.
Yeah, I get more of like almost like a really, really mild like peach, but I think everything else is like more rye forward, like some of those earthy tones, tobacco, a little bit of leather. Also get like field greens of some sort, like that earthy.
Second nose is a little different. Again, I still get a little bit of if you inhale just right, get a little bit of alcohol burn on that sucker at the 110 proof.
I even get a little bit of the banana, but not really a whole bunch. But then you get a little bit of the caramel in the mid palate.
That's where the biscuits and gravy are, the mid palate.
Right. Yep, and then the finish is just long, and it's good. I really, really like the finish on this one.
A little bit of burn.
It's got just a touch of burn, but it's a good burn. It stays right above the collarbone. It's into the mid part of your throat. Kind of stops just south of the old Adam's apple.
Reality here is it had been more than a month since I'd had Old Forester. That's pretty rare for me, but it had been a while since I'd had it.
You've been breaking out the turkey?
I haven't had any turkey. Actually, I take that back. I'd had some Old Fo Signature, the 100, in a cocktail, but nothing I drank neat. No, I've been drinking a bunch of Starlight lately because I got so many bottles of random stuff that random finishes at home.
Gotcha. So,
what's your favorite of the two?
My favorite's still the Angel Share. I mean, I've said it from the very beginning. I blinded the two of them very early on, and I picked the Angel Share. So I'm going to stick with the Angel Share in this situation. Warehouse K is still delicious. It's just that to me, the Angel Share just the way that front of your mouth tastes, the mid palate, the finish is a little weaker than it is on the Warehouse K. But man, I tell you what, overall to me, it's the better of the two pours.
In Warehouse K specific, I have personally not noticed, a variation in Warehouse K that's, for me to say, well, that just really stands out. I haven't paid attention to it, but I don't typically look at that because I know that they heat cycle everything in their warehouses. And
Absolutely.
You hit a whole lot of, they have a very strong profile that you're going to pick up on.
Yep. I'm still anxious to see what the warehouse at the actual distillery at 117 Main Street's going to be like. I want to know what that bourbon's going to taste like in another 2 years when it's ready.
It's going to be very different.
Yeah. I mean, because it's severely temperature controlled. Like, it doesn't get below, 60, I think they said, and doesn't really get above 80 in there.
Yeah, it's going to be different.
So,
but I like it. I bet it's going to taste more like Woodford if I had to guess.
It could be. You might be right. You never know.
I don't think Woodford heat cycles.
I can't remember. I'd have to, it's been so long since I've been on that tour.
I would agree with you. I like the High Angel Share better than Warehouse K.
Good deal. So it's a unanimous decision as far as the Angel Share versus the Warehouse K.
Yes, amongst the two of us, it's unanimous.
The majority wins. And in this situation, the majority is 2 because there's only 2 of us. I mean, we could ask Becky, but she'd tell you both of them are garbage because she didn't really like bourbon.
Fair enough.
So, if you want to reach us, you can. You can email us at bourbonbarreltalk@gmail.com. Make sure you hit the subscribe button either on iTunes or Spotify's my favorite medium to listen to the podcast and all podcasts. You can also find us on Amazon Music. You can find us on Pandora, all the good places. So, this is Scott and Josh, Fanboy, Fo Fanboy.
Peace.
Signing off. Peace.